let's talk about the next chapter, chapter 4, the mystery and history of beauty from the Milky Way to the microbiome. Talk a little bit about that. And the moment I read that, I thought, Cleopatra, Milky. Here's milk. So share a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that's like really just going into the history and the mystery. So looking at like all of our, sort of Western philosophies throughout time, a little quick trip through time about ancient Egypt, ancient Greece. How was beauty thought of with like symmetry and the Fibonacci spiral, the golden ratios, like sort of aesthetically how we think of beauty. And then also bringing in John Ruskin, who is like a philosopher in the Renaissance era, and just his concept of vitality and a vital beauty, which was really a whole relationship with the universe. So we want to, and broadening out how we are relating to things. So we forgot that we engage with things. So like, it's like the sun is like causing things to us, and we're forgetting that that's a relationship. So when those rays are touching your skin, that's a relationship. And what is beneficial about that, or where do we have to have some boundaries to protect our skin? So really reconsidering our relationship with the universe, and again, moving away from beauty being something that's applied to you. And so it's a walk through time, and then even like thinking about also expanding into what I like to call cosmoetics. So, which is a cosmetic is something that's that we apply to the body, but a cosmoetic is something that we're taking from the universe and applying to our body. So that could be, the water or wind or sunshine. So really widening our relationship to the universe, taking the wide scope, before we go into the other chapters, which get into the nitty gritty. And then the microbiome. So realizing that meteorites create there's microbes that come from meteorites on the planet, and that's a part of our bodies. And also really understanding the microbiome is which is the bacteria that are essential to human health, to many functions, from digestion to our endocrine system. And the understanding the microbiome is fairly new in the past couple of decades. And it's really time for all of us to just understand that we are a bacterial banquet, and that we're really a host to billions of bacteria. And we really want to allow them to function. We want to get out of the way of things that are inhibiting their functioning. And I joke, we're kind of joking, but, allow the bacteria to be your beautician. Because it will micromanage the microbes on your skin. And that's really going to allow, radiant, glowing skin and gut health and all that kind of stuff. So the microbiomes are really essential to understand.
Well, I can tell you something. I am convinced personally that there is a one-to-one link between your gut health, your gut microbiome, and your skin.
Yes.
When I had my big health crisis, which eventually we figured it out that it was gut related, a lot of the drama showed up here, from hives to rashes to like deep wrinkles. And I was just horrified at what was happening to the skin on my face. And of course, everyone kept telling me, well, you're just in menopause, like just deal with it. This is just what happens. It's loss of estrogen and kind of welcome to the future. And when I fixed my gut, it all got fixed. So you are so right that there is absolutely a connection, a very strong connection between the health of our gut, the health of our microbiome, and the skin on our face.
Absolutely, yes.
With that said, you've intrigued me. I'm all about the Fibonacci sequence and the golden triangle. What is the connection between that and beauty? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, it's looking at the patterns in nature and understanding that we are also a pattern in nature. And that is one of the sort of signs that's perfection, right? When you can see that mathematical perfection, that really does show us visually the beauty of symmetry and design, and also helps us to understand like the design of our bodies and the whole universe is really beyond. It's beyond us, but it is us. So it's good to understand it. And as we understand it, we also still want to engage with the mystery of how we've been created and how we're engaging with the universe around us.
And it's beyond reproach. We look in the mirror and so many of us don't like what we see.
Yes.
And it's ridiculous because the point you're making is each one of us is perfect. We are gorgeous. We're beautiful because we've been designed uniquely, especially in this perfect symmetry, in this perfect geometry. It's just the media that tells us it's not true, or Hollywood that tells us not true. You know, we have these new definitions of beauty with every generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Broad shoulders when you and I were young, remember?
Yes.
What was it, Carrington with the broad shoulders, and it was, you know, we all had these
shoulder pads.
Shoulder pads. That was the beauty. You wanted to look like a guy with the broad shoulders and the little butt. And now with the Kardashians, it's the opposite, right? Now big butts in fashion. And so it's so important, I think, for each and every one of us, women especially, to look deep inside us and to understand that we're made perfectly.
Yeah, there's so many layers to undo because it's just been like so much messaging. And now, I mean, the messaging has gone, has really multiplied just through social media. But, you know, we really want to, like, we want to bust free of, like, we don't need to be perfectly pretty when we peer into a magnifying mirror. Right. Beauty is not another adrenal driven ambition. It's not another goal setting situation. It's not about 12 steps to wash your face and then pick every pore inside a mirror. You know, we have to just let that go.
Yeah.
Because those thoughts aren't helping us, and neither are the products that are coming with that whole package.
No, absolutely.